My name's Brian, and I'm 36 years old. I started roaming Craigslist about 10 years ago, and it was the summer of 2014 when I was first deceived. It all started on a Saturday. I had some cash in my pocket, and I wanted to buy a pre-built gaming computer. I found a few that had really nice pictures, and the seller said that it could run any game in 4K max settings. Little did I know that a 750 Ti wasn't going to cut it. Upon further investigation, I discovered that the CPU was like 8 years old. The whole platform would need to be replaced if I wanted anything better. This all, mind you, happened after I had already given the seller the cash, so I was stuck with a very old system that needed a complete overhaul. Just a heads up for anybody else looking on Craigslist for a gaming PC, don't spend $1,000 on a rig with an FX 8300 and a 750 Ti and 8 gigs of RAM. No matter what the seller tells you, it won't come close to playing GTA 5 in 4K. There's no way. I got like 15 FPS.
So in this video, we've got a few Craigslist ads to churn through, as well as a single Facebook Marketplace ad, and that one's juicy. That was sent to me by a viewer on Twitter. So I appreciate all of the messages you guys have been sending on Facebook Messenger, as well as Twitter and elsewhere, regarding crazy, outrageous Craigslist ads. You guys are awesome. I know you guys like this series. That's why it's still around. I hope you enjoy this one. Gigabyte's Z390horas Pro packs the necessities and more for your next 9th gen Intel rig, boasting a properly doubled 12+ 1-phase power solution, stylish aesthetic with built-in backplate, dual BIOS, 8 fan hubs, the list goes on. Click the link below to learn more. Upgraded gaming PC, $800, and looking at the outside of this one, I have a sneaking suspicion this one's not gonna hit that $800 mark, unless they put something like an RTX 2060 or 70 in here. We've got an i5 4460. That was decent like 3 or 4 years ago. I mean, that was like an affordable quad core. But nowadays, especially at the low frequency and only 4 cores, 4 threads, just not gonna cut it for a lot of what you're gonna be doing today. You don't even have a dedicated graphic, like there's no discrete graphic. So yeah, he upgraded the power supply. That's cool. Medium tower. Okay, yeah, but it looks like it was from 2010. And I wouldn't pay a dime over, oh gosh, for this right here. It doesn't even come with an SSD. It comes with a hard drive. $200, if that. I mean, this is like 4 times what he should be even starting at for an asking price. Yeah, it's just not there for me. All right, we've got another i5 rig here. This one asking price is $995, 16 gigs of DDR4. Got an H270 motherboard. That's perfectly fine with an i5 6400. We've got a GTX 1060 6 gig in here and a 40 gig SSD plus a 2 terabyte hard drive. That's pretty much everything you need to know about this system. But when you look at the price here, you might off the top of your head, maybe a year or 2 ago, that would have been an okay deal, but $1,000 today gets you a lot more than this, and I'll show you right now. You know what's even worse is, like, you can't even get an i5 6400 for anything close to what the 9400F is going for, and the 9400F is a better processor for one, because it's got 2 extra cores tacked onto it. I'm pretty sure that the base frequency is higher as well. The boost might also be higher. I'm going to do this guy a favor, and it's going to hurt him at the same time, because it just makes no sense to buy that when you could buy a 9400F. So we're gonna throw that one in there. Look at that, 150. It's an outlet PC right now. He's using the stock cooler, I believe. Yeah, so that's fine. The 9400F also comes with a stock cooler. Actually, it's chilling right here So I know it comes with a stock cooler. So I'm gonna choose the B360 Gaming Arctic from MSI here. Obviously it's not gonna be the same as he's using because this is an older platform, but 124 bucks is pretty expensive for a board with this kind of power delivery spec. I think I have this exact board. Also, there's a compatibility warning here, and that's because of the BIOS issue. So when you buy this board, you're probably gonna have an older Intel chip in here that's compatible with the chipset straight up out of the box so that you can update your BIOS to the latest revision that will allow you to run 9 series Intel CPUs. That's why it's saying that. We're just doing this hypothetically, so I'm not too concerned about it. Next up, we've got the RAM, and let's see, he's got 16 gigs of LPX at 2400. We'll give him 16 gigs of LPX at 3000. How's that? And that's what, 75 bucks? Pretty good deal. I mean, it's DDR4's coming down in price a lot lately. So what is our grand total? 800 bucks. So I just built a considerably better system than this guy on PC Part Picker for $200 less than his asking price. That's when you know you're asking way too much for your old and outdated system. All right, and the last one on Craigslist, this is an 8-core gaming computer, heavy duty, $699. You know this is like a business when they pitch it at $699. Like, this is just marketing 101 here. $699 looks a lot better than $700 even. Recently purchased a custom gaming computer. However, I am deciding to sell it because I need something I can use to work on the go. I used it for about 6 months to edit some 4K video for my production company. Worked like a charm, never any lag, skip, or any sort of performance issues whatsoever. And look, I see this logo right here, and I'm thinking to myself, this guy's full of crap. So what it has inside, first off, generic pictures, like these piss me off. I really hate it when people don't actually take the time to post their own pictures to their ad. Like, this is just annoying to me. GTX 1050, it's pretty mediocre for a $700 PC. FX 8300, a bunch of stuff that, like, this is just garbage. No one cares about this. Like, non-domestic product, no. I really needed to know that. Custom bundle, no. DVD CD drive, no. Graphics processing type, dedicated graphics. Obviously, you got a GTX 1050 listed on the second line. Something that is worth listing is the operating system. You have Windows 10 installed and it's fully activated with the certificate of authenticity. That's good. Memory, 16 gigs. There's literally no indication here of what kind of RAM it is. Obviously, it's DDR3, but what kind of DDR3, what speed, and what configuration, I have no idea. Asking $699, great deal for a PC of this magnitude. It'll be your best friend for years to come. I have a feeling if you know anything about PCs, you're going to end up hating this thing, especially if you plan to game around 1440p with it, or do 4K video editing. This is so misleading. Like, oh man. PS, for 800 bucks total, I can throw in a 32-inch flat screen TV. So he's gonna charge you another 100 bucks for a 32-inch TV that I'm sure is crap because he didn't bother listing the maker model. That means you're better off buying a monitor for around 200, maybe even 100 bucks. A $100 monitor is probably gonna serve you better in the long run than whatever 32-inch TV he's gonna throw into this. This is our Facebook Marketplace ad, and we've got a few problems with it. This is $1,100, custom built gaming / work PC. And we've got, let's see, brand new, everything you need to start gaming, modeling, working. Computer is very fast. Build list, 9400F. What do you know? We just talked about that one, right? And then Thermaltake Smart RGB 500 watt power supply, Z390, or you threw a Z3. Well, I guess you had really no choice. You'd have to update your BIOS with an older Intel chip if you wanted to use this with anything else. So I'm not really going to dock you there. That's fine. 32 gigs of DDR4. Okay, that's not bad. 512 SSD. Cooler Master R212 LED CPU cooler. Thermaltake V200 tempered glass tower. And then Intel UHD 630 graphics. Big red flag with this one. It's a 9400F. If you look at this, I have the box conveniently. I'm sitting right there on the shelf. You're probably not going to see this on the camera. It says discrete graphics required. That means you need a graphics card, a separate graphics card, okay, in your system to get picture on your display, because there is no IGP in this CPU. That's why it's an F SKU. The 9400 has UHD graphics, the 9400F does not. So this is super misleading, and anyone who just kind of roams freely and has no idea what they're looking at might look at this and say, oh yeah, it says it's a very fast PC, 9400F. They'll go and Google it and it'll say 6 cores, 6 threads, 3.9 gigahertz, and they'll be like, yeah, this seems good enough for me, and it's not too expensive. Only, yeah, it is $1,100 is really expensive for the system. You don't even get a discrete card, and on top of that, you get a misleading, like, just statement. It's just straight up lie, I think. I mean, there's no UHD 630 graphics in here. So you'll buy this PC, hook it up to your monitor, and find out that you get no picture at all. Whew, some of these making my blood boil. Whew, that last one. Let me tell you, the toughest part about that one is I'm not sure whether or not the seller is lying. If they're intentionally deceiving you, acting like you can power up the system and run it. I mean, maybe you can, and maybe the lie is the skew of the chip. Maybe it's not a 9400F, maybe it's just a 9400, in which case, yeah, UHD graphics is going to be present. But if it's an F skew, and then the purpose of an F is so that you know it doesn't have integrated graphics, which means you will need a discrete card to get any picture to your monitor. So I wonder if the seller knows that. If he or she does, then that would mean that they're intentionally lying. Even if they don't know and they just said it thinking that was the case, that's still a lie. Intentional or not, ignorance of the law doesn't mean that you're excused from it, right? If you're going 55 and 45 and a police officer pulls you over and you tell them that you thought it was 55, it doesn't mean you're not going to get a ticket. You were still speeding. This isn't breaking the law per se, but you could certainly be sued over something like this. Trust me, I speak from experience. People can sue you for anything, and it will drag out in court, and it will cost you a lot of money, especially if you seek counsel, which is the wise thing to do, but it's not always the most financially responsible thing to do. So with that, let me know in the comments below which one you thought was the worst of the ads showcased here, and also be sure to link me, whether it be in the comments or on Facebook or Twitter, your crazy Craigslist ads that you guys find online. It might be featured in a future video. I try to give credit where it's due, but I get honestly so like backed up with all the links that I'm sent, and a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just pop up online, I'll pick a random location, and I'll just search through the classifieds at that particular. I think a lot of the ones we did today were in Houston, Texas. It's just a random thing. I just click one. I'm not targeting any specific state or city, although the bigger cities tend to be, well, I guess it could go both ways. It could be more competitive, right? So the prices could be better, or it could be a lot worse because there's a lot of people doing the same thing and they all just decide, yeah, we're just going to charge outrageous sums of cash because if there are more people in a city, there's probably more idiots willing to pay a lot of money. So I guess you could argue that both ways. Anyway, leave a comment down below, click that like button if you like this video, click the red subscribe button if you want to stay, I guess, in the loop, because we do a lot of cool stuff here on this channel, and I appreciate all of that support. Just the viewership alone does help out a lot. You guys are awesome. Thanks for watching, and thanks for learning with us.